Everyone thought she was just another quiet recruit, until the day the general barked at her, and she didn't flinch. The room fell silent. No one breathed. Because in that moment, something in her eyes changed, and it wasn't fear. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The midday sun burned over Fort Prescott, dust rising off the training grounds like ghostly smoke. The new recruits had been running drills since dawn, sweat tracing lines through the dirt on their faces. Among them was a woman named Lena Hart, slight in frame, quiet in manner, barely speaking above a whisper. She'd been assigned to clerical support, nothing too demanding, the paperwork said. But General Marcus Harlan didn't believe in easy assignments. He paced the line of soldiers like a predator, voice sharp and cold. When his gaze landed on Lena, he sneered. "You there? The one with the weak salute. Are you lost, sweetheart?" A few soldiers chuckled under their breath. Lena's hand trembled as she lowered it, her gaze fixed on the horizon. "No, sir." The general stepped closer. "Then why are you shaking? This isn't daycare. Out here, weakness gets people killed." She looked up slowly, and for a fleeting second, something flickered in her eyes. Not fear, not defiance. Something colder, something trained. The general noticed, but dismissed it. He turned to the platoon and shouted, 50 push-ups. Everyone, you can thank our new recruit here for the privilege." As the others dropped, groaning, Lena silently took her place in the dirt. Her movements were crisp, steady, almost mechanical, not a muscle wasted, not a sound made. By the 20th push-up, the others slowed. By the 40th, she was still moving, precise, calm, unbroken. When she finished, she stood and looked at the general. "Permission to continue, sir." The general frowned, something about her tone, disciplined, clipped, Navy-like, stirred an unease he couldn't place. That night, the base lights dimmed to a warm dusk glow. In the mess hall, whispers followed Lena, wherever she went. "She doesn't talk much." "Yeah, but did you see her arms? She's built like a swimmer. I heard she transferred from overseas." Evening shadows stretched across the floor when a crash echoed. Two soldiers arguing, one shoving the other near the doorway. Lena didn't even look up until the sound of a slap cut through the air. The general stepped in again, barking at both men. "You're supposed to be soldiers, not children." He turned, catching Lena watching him. "Something funny, recruit?" "No, sir," she said evenly, setting her tray down. But her gaze had shifted, locked on a glint of metal tucked inside one soldier's waistband. A knife, in one smooth motion, faster than anyone could track. She moved. The knife clattered across the floor, before anyone realized she'd taken it. The soldier froze, arm twisted behind his back, her boot pinning him down. The mess hall went dead silent. Lena released him, straightened, and looked at the general. "Sir, he was armed in violation of protocol." The general stared at her, not in anger, but disbelief. The precision, the stance, the way she'd neutralized the threat without hesitation. Only one type of training could do that. "Who trained you?" he demanded quietly. She hesitated. The hall waited. Then, softly, "Naval Special Warfare Command. SEAL Team 4, sir." A ripple of shock tore through the room. Forks dropped. Chairs scraped back. Even the air seemed to still. The general stepped closer, studying her face under the harsh fluorescent light. "Why are you here?" he asked, voice stripped of mockery now. She met his eyes, calm and steady. "Because sometimes the quiet ones have seen enough noise. I just wanted to serve without being seen." He exhaled slowly, something heavy settling in his chest. Around them, soldiers began to rise, eyes wide, newfound respect in their gaze. He turned toward the platoon, his voice low. "Let this be your lesson. Strength doesn't shout, sometimes it barely speaks at all." Weeks later, Lena led a field rescue during a training emergency. 3 recruits trapped under debris when a supply truck overturned. She directed the extraction with the calm of a battlefield veteran. When the final soldier was freed, the general approached her, saluted first and said only, "Thank you, Chief." She smiled faintly. "It's just Lena now, sir." He nodded. "Maybe, but not to the men whose lives you just saved." Because real strength doesn't need to prove itself. It simply acts when it matters. And sometimes, the quietest soul carries the loudest courage. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more real stories of hidden heroes and untold courage.